Hello, hello. Welcome to day 1223 of Connecting the Thoughts. Good for today is it all depends on which frame you focus on. It all depends on which frame you focus on because in a moment we are looking at life from different frames. And if I call these frames lenses or frames, glasses that you're looking at life through, it all depends on which frame you're looking at. Sometimes you are using your own glasses, sometimes you're using somebody else's glasses, and sometimes the glasses are smudged, sometimes the glasses are clear, sometimes you're wearing sunglasses, sometimes it is, just those blue light glasses frames that you're wearing. So there are different frames that you can be using at a moment, and what I'm inviting you to do is to look at it from a different perspective. It all depends on which frame you focus on. More on this at the other side of the show reel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tag a friend who needs to receive this message. Welcome back to the conversation on day 1223 of Connecting the Thoughts. Code for today is it all depends on which frame you focus on. So, yes, in a moment, as I was saying, we are constantly focusing on life, looking at it from different lenses. So earlier today, I was at a shoot. I was at a shoot that was going on. My friend is into production, and so he was doing a photo shoot, and it was interesting to observe as I sat beside him on the right beside the director's seat, and I was observing the multiple frames that were available to him. He had one of the monitors, and then there was the other frame that the photographer was looking at, and then there was the laptop that had the setting as well. So different frames that were available to view the same photo shoot that was going on, the same center stage model who was there. So the conversation was more on the lines of, in my head, was more on the lines of, okay, I am looking at the frame from one angle, the monitor. He's looking at it from another. And then there's the photographer who's looking at it from the other. And then there's the model who is being herself, genuine, authentic, fun, doing what is being told to her. And she is at a different angle altogether. She is center stage in her life. However, we're looking at it from different angles. So, in a moment, imagine if you are facing with a moment, an experience that helps you learn, an experience that shakes you up, an experience that comes to say, hello, I'm here. So, that's that center stage moment. Now, what are you and how are you looking at that moment? It all depends on which frame you focus on. Are you looking at it straight up, right in the eye, and saying, okay, tell me what is it that you're here to teach me? Or are you looking at it through a monitor, or a frame or a lens that is somebody else's? Or are you looking at it from behind a camera lens, which is a little smaller, but it zooms into it, and you can zoom in and out of it? So are you looking at it from a camera lens, or are you looking at it from altogether different perspective? The whole conversation has happened, and then are you looking at it later on, over and over again, like on replay? So it all depends on which frame you focus on. Now, the ideal thing to do would be to just look at the situation straight in the eye and say, okay, I'm right here. What is it that you have come here to tell me? Just being honest with yourself, just saying it as it is, saying it as it is. And that's the thing, right? A lot of us are afraid to say things as they are. We just feel a little like held back. We wonder, you know, would we hurt somebody? Would we get hurt by being so brutally honest? But the whole thing is, if you aren't brutally honest with yourself, first you need to be brutally honest with yourself. As you become brutally honest with yourself, the question to ask is, are you seeing things for what they are, or are you seeing them through another perspective, someone else's monitor? Are you looking at it through another monitor, and is that changing the angle of the scene for you? Because as I sat there, in that seat beside the director, I was able to observe the model who was center stage. I was able to observe her from a different angle. Although I was sitting right across, but if I'm looking at the monitor, I'm viewing her on the monitor the same way as the cameraman is capturing it. So I'm not observing it directly as it is happening, but on the monitor through the lens of the cameraman. Let me know if that makes sense to you. And how often does it happen? We look at a situation not with our own perspective, straightforward perspective, but through the lens that someone else is using. Someone else is using a lens and they are showcasing it on a monitor. So we go sit with them and observe the situation on the monitor. Whereas we have the aptitude and the awareness to look at the situation straight in the eye and call it out. Is it really your situation to be a part of, or is it not? Do you even belong in that frame or not? Do you need to be part of that conversation or not? So it all depends on which frame you focus on. And sometimes it is also important to observe, are you observing the situation by being in the frame itself? Or are you dissociating yourself from that conversation, from that situation, and then looking at it externally? Which is again different frames. Are you inside? Are you associated? Or are you dissociated? Think about this and make wise decisions, because yes, choices have consequences. Let's make those that are going to benefit us, those that are going to serve us the best, because every experience is important. It's adding to your life, it's adding to your growth, it is there to contribute in some way. So, if this conversation has contributed in some way to you, to your awareness, to your growth, to your learning, to your day, please write in comments saying, I am growing. Because in a moment, you're either growing or you're dead. Yes, it's only those who are dead that do not grow. In every given moment, you are growing, you're breathing, your cells are multiplying, your cells are dying, there are new cells coming up. So even if you're not growing intellectually, your body still continues to grow until there's no more life in you. So I am growing. In comments, if this has been of value to you, tag a friend who needs to receive this message. It could be someone who's helped you grow through things that you are going through, or it just could be someone who needs to receive this message, and it's fair to tag them. So until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so much. Once again, if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe. Thank you.